G2.
Miss. B7.
Miss.
Battleship, the newest movie that comes out that's a Hasbro movie that has to be made into a movie because of the toy line and they want merchandising and all of that.
Taylor Kitsch?
Taylor
Mitch?
Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch always talks like this because he's overly serious and macho. It's about a fleet of battleships who get into a battle against an alien race who... We're not sure if they coincidentally land on Earth, if it's on purpose. The plot really never explains that to you.
And you got Taylor Kitsch in the movie, and he's like this burnout naval officer guy who, at first, when you first start out the movie, he's not. He's like, he's even more of a burnout. And then eventually he gets involved with Brooklyn Decker. Not terrible to look at.
No. It starts off in a bar. I'm not going to give anything away, but it really, to me, I like the first scene. Without that first scene, I would have been like, okay, this is just, everything takes place on a battleship. The first scene kind of like set it apart and made it like a comedy on its own almost.
Liam Neeson is her father, and he wants to propose to Brooklyn Decker, but Liam Neeson is also a senior officer, his senior officer, and so he obviously, you know, is afraid of him. Yeah. He's not working out. He's failing often, and so the aliens come.
But somehow, the guy who's failing all the time is almost promoted. He's like 3 steps under captain, but everyone's like, oh, you're a failure. He's like...
I didn't get that. I didn't understand that. It was very strange.
How did this happen? No one knows. Only Peter Berg and the guy who wrote the script know. Speaking of Peter Berg, who directed the
Rundown, The Kingdom, Friday Night Lights,
Hancock.
Hancock.
That's just nasty.
Hancock.
By the way, to me, this movie...
Hancock, sorry.
I know, we know what you like. Speaking of Peter Berg, he's kind of like a Michael Bay, but he's a better version of Michael Bay. You know, you can actually understand his action scenes, and his movies... they have just a little more substance than Bay ever gave.
I can understand why you... I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And in a way, a lot of people have said this is like Transformers and the copying off of it. And I think that's that's the trailer. The movie itself, it is very different from that style of Transformers.
There's more substance, definitely.
There is more substance.
And a little bit more character development, maybe?
A little bit more, yeah. You're not going to go into Battleship, okay, expecting Schindler's List. You're going to go into Battleship, you're going to know what you're going to get.
Hey, Liam Neeson.
It's true. He is in this movie.
He's saving sailors, but not Jews.
This movie isn't mismarketed. You know, you're going to see this movie, and you're going to walk into it, and most people are going to be satisfied. They're going to clap, and yeah, that was great, and then a couple days later, they won't even remember it, and they'll go home and they'll watch, you know, Transformers or Armageddon or Independence Day or 2012.
He redeemed himself.
The Day After Tomorrow. Or it's just a big, fun movie, mindless, stupid, some really bad acting, though. Rihanna... I think you and I both agreed that she was very good looking, and she did something for herself.
The slow motion shots, running away, just all toughed out in her Navy uniform, even though that hair wasn't up to code.
It was a little boyish.
Well, that makes me feel awkward now. I was going to talk about how much I liked it. Anyway, her acting was atrocious.
Bad. Absolutely bad. I mean, I like Rihanna. I actually like her music. I like Rihanna. I do. Brooklyn Decker, like I said, nice to look at. Some slow-mo running scenes. Not sad about that. But not believable as an actress, I'm sorry.
No, she's a mannequin on... she's plastic.
Yeah.
I think a stick was holding her up. I don't know where they inserted it. See, that's odd.
Yeah, that's just what you were thinking of at the time.
Don't you dare cut that out. Taylor Kitsch, very... You know what? He was John Carter in a Navy uniform.
He was... I will say... It seemed like I don't know if it was because Peter Berg did a better job directing him than Andrew Stanton did for John Carter. There was like an ounce more of a human in him. And it might have just been the script. I don't know.
At times he actually like laughed like something was... He had a little bit of human emotion rather than...
Right. It wasn't...
I'm on Mars. Look at me jump.
Hello. Oh, there's aliens. Crap. But here's really my biggest problem with this movie. Why Battleship? Why is it called Battleship? It's just another Hasbro line to develop for, yes, Battleship.
Not much substance in the game, kind of like the movie.
It's very obvious. It's a Hasbro thing. Merchandising can now happen. More things like Transformers. And I feel like it could have just been its own movie. It could have been like Aliens versus Navy or something. It could have just been...
I like that title.
There's nothing really needing for it to be Battleship, except that it's obviously a giant marketing thing.
Yeah, I mean, what's next? I mean...
Candyland with Adam Sandler. That's actually happening.
Monopoly, which was in post-production at one point.
Yeah. I mean, it's all going to happen one day. Chutes and Ladders, you know, it's all going to be a
Or,
giant
you know,
thing.
how about Don't Wake Daddy, the movie? But it's a drama, and it stars a guy who's in a coma for 6 years. He has a family at home, and it's called Don't Wake Daddy. I'd watch that.
I would too. You know, okay? You see the trailer. You see Taylor Kitsch going like, oh, what is that? And then it blows up. You know what kind of movie you're going to watch. That being said, it is corny and cheesy and dumb and stupid and mindless, and some of the acting is awful, and there's a lot of plot holes where you're like, I don't want to get into spoilers, but towards the end, something happens where it's like, that wouldn't do anything. It's just it's all gonna happen. It's not gonna, I can't spoil it for you, but it's just,
pretty flimsy.
They act as if something is now, ooh, yay, but there's no problem. It's still gonna be a problem. Battleship, I'd give it a C+. It's just,
I would
okay.
I agree. I'm gonna give it a B-, a notch above a C+, just because it was fun. It was definitely like a crowd-pleasing movie. Definitely just something to put popcorn in your mouth to.
So yeah, that's our review of Battleship. If you guys are watching this on my channel, you probably met FlickPick in a previous video, our review of what to expect when you're expecting. We're going to be doing some new stuff. He's going to star in my Return of the Jedi skit. My channel, if you're watching this, check out his videos. He's a cool dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And as always, if you're watching this on my channel, you guys probably already have, but if you haven't, you should subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmann eyes. I hate you.